Hello, my name is Nacho Martinez. I'm a data scientist advocate working for Oracle, and today I bring you a video that some people have asked on how you could deploy your own GPT model on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm already logged into my OCI account, so the first step we're going to do is to create a compute instance. So compute generative AI, for example. I'm going to choose one of the available availability domains, and then a compute image that I really like, and you can choose any of these two, is either a marketplace image, which is really good for data science, and you can reuse it for other projects that you may have. Depending on if you're planning on using a GPU or a CPU, you may use one of these two. So you can use any of these two options, or just Ubuntu 22 or Ubuntu 20. They're also fine. I'm just going to create an Ubuntu 22 just to show you that you can install the GPTs independently of which operating system you're choosing. And you see here that I am almost up on my limits, but you shouldn't have this issue. Since if you choose the data science image from the marketplace, then you should either use an AMD processor or an Intel processor because they are optimized for that. So I'm just going to create a simple one. I'm going to choose a new virtual cloud network as well to not get any issues with connectivity. Yeah, I can either save my private keys here or upload my own. I just generated some for me. And I'm going to specify a custom boot volume of 100 gigs instead of 50, because 50 is not enough for data science most times. And I'm just going to create that. And I have saved the private SSH key, so yes, I will be able to connect to the instance once it's created. Now I just wait for my public IP address. So in the meantime, I'm going to switch to MobaXterm, which is an SSH client that I use. You can use any of the SSH clients that you can find on the internet. The instructions are going to be very similar. So let me switch here. And now that I'm on MobaXterm, which is my SSH client, I'm going to create a new session with the information from my compute instance. So the remote host should be the public IP address, and the username should depend on which compute instance image you chose. So if you chose the data science image that I recommended, this should be OPC because it's an Oracle operating system. And if it was Ubuntu or a Linux operating system, it should be Ubuntu. And if you look here, we have this use private key under the advanced SSH settings. We should use this setting to look for the path for our private key. And now you should have the list of sessions here. So I'm just going to connect to one of my sessions. This is one of my machines that I usually use. What I need to do right now is to create a Conda environment and install some Python dependencies which are going to be used in our projects to install the GPT models and be able to use them. So first of all, I'm going to create a new environment in my machine called, for example, example. And I'm going to specify this version to be at least 3.8 if you prefer. It needs to be 3.8, Python 3.8, 3.9, 3.10, or 11. I'm going to use Python 3.10. And after clicking proceed, now I can just activate my environment. And now that I'm here, if you choose, you see, for example, which Python and pip paths are being used. We are using the new environment that we just created, the example environment. So now what I need to do is to install the dependencies. I will do pip install nomic and also pip install pgpt for all, which are two different libraries. You can use either one of them, the one you like the most for generating stuff. So now the next step would be to download the Groovy model that we're going to use from their website. So I'm just going to copy this command here. And instead of using wget, I'm going to use curl. And I'm pulling this data right now. It should take about a minute. It's a pretty big file, about 3 gigabytes. Okay, and now that I see that my model is downloaded, last thing I need to do is to download the repo with the examples and everything, and then just start using them. So for that, I'm just going to do a git clone of the repo. So now that we have installed everything, the only thing we need to do is go into our directory. Okay, so now that we have installed everything, we have cloned the repository. The only thing we need to do is choose which type of model we're going to use. So ask generations.py is going to use, if you see here at the top, it's going to use PyGPT for all. And this new text callback, it sometimes, depending on the Python version, it may work or not. So I really recommend using the other two, which are clearer. So you can either choose to try the ask generations.nomic. This file is going to load the model and start making predictions on some questions. And as you can see here, it generated, this is the prompt for your AI writing project. You have been tasked with creating blah, blah, blah. And all of this has been created by the machine. So you can use GPT for all, or you can use my GitHub project to just give you an idea of the open source alternatives, which are always free or will be free for a while. Against, well, not against, but to work around the paywall on ChatGPT. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Good luck on the hackathon this weekend, and see you soon.